Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal. Before we get going here, obviously we have to do some repairs on this urban mech. I'm not going to repair the Centurion, even though the repairs would be relatively cheap, because the minimum amount of time that it can take to do repairs on a mech is 1 day. I don't want to spend a whole day restoring 20 missing structure here to a mech that probably doesn't need the structure returned. Like, Centurions don't sustain that much damage, and if we lost the arm, it wouldn't even mean anything. I know, it says we have 1,139 days remaining, but I'm still trying to be careful with them. Let's waste as little time as possible. So let's get in here and do this bounty hunting job. It may turn out... Sorry, let's get in here and wait for 2 days while Yang repairs the urban mech. Okay, now let's get in here and do this job. There's an awful lot of money on the table here. So what's the deal? We finally tracked down the pirate terrorists responsible for a deadly attack on one of our facilities. Unfortunately, even though there's only 2 of them, they're extremely heavily armed and very, very dangerous. That's why we're turning to you. We simply don't have the forces available to reach them before they strike again. There's only 2 of them, but they're going to be like assaults, right? I'm not too worried about the extremely heavily armed. I'm sure it's nothing we haven't dealt with before. That's dangerous. That's real dangerous. Out of curiosity, how long would it take to fix the fire starter? Oh, that's right, the fire starter's like missing an arm. Okay. Put everything back together, and then we want to probably jam another flamethrower in there. Have the flamers on the outside. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Put them in the place where they will be the most accurate. Machine gun, some jump jets, a medium laser. Let's say that we wanted to just rebuild the thing exactly as it was. It would be like a whole week. I'm just thinking, if we're going up against very difficult enemies here in a Martian atmosphere, the overheating prowess of the fire starter would definitely be useful, but I do not want to hang out here for 9 entire days. There's no way that this is worth doing. I mean, go ahead and confirm it, because we will want this repair done. Man, maybe I should mess with this thing too. Look at, like, there's a lot of flexibility in this design. It has autocannon slots, and let's just hit confirm for right now. I didn't realize how flexible this chassis was. Let's just hit confirm for right now. Let's put that in the queue. We are going to do that. But we're going to just try this mission first. What's the other high difficulty one? We're trying to build a local defense force of mech warriors here in Ichlungus. Our pilots are inexperienced and untested, and we'd like you to help us train them. Picked up a troubling signal which may represent hostile activity. Alright, this is that training day that it turns out we may not have a mech good enough to get through. Alright, well I think then there's a pretty good chance that this is actually the last job we're going to do. 2 skulls for this level of pay is probably not a thing we want to indulge in, and there's no universe where we're getting a 3 skull done in our state. So let's try this and be ready to bail on it, I guess. So we're expecting this to be 2 enemy mechs that are very powerful. I'm wondering if we maybe want to take an unusually large amount of salvage here. The thing is, we don't necessarily have the accuracy to bring down enemy mechs in a way that preserves their parts, so it might end up being the case that there's just 1 piece of salvage from each of them, and a million C-bill payout would be awfully good right now. I think let's take it on like this, and we might end up real sad that we even attempted this. And we want to bring the best people we have. I did go through the barracks before starting the recording, make sure that nobody else could afford another skill point. I think we're ready. I think this is the right move. If we have a chance of getting this done, this is the way. And we'll just have to be ready to hit that retreat button if it turns out that we need to retreat. In this episode, I would love to get more than a single mission done. You know, I could talk less and play more, and that would probably be enough to get the time per mission down below a full hour. That said, after this, we're going to travel, so who knows? Maybe we'll get a second one in, maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just do the travel today. We definitely have some things to figure out. There's only 2 of them. They're extremely heavily armed, very, very dangerous, so we're going to probably want to try to separate them, if possible. Odds are we don't stand up very long against 2 assault mechs shooting directly at us. Even 2 heavies would be a problem. If they're separate, though, we might be able to swarm one, you know, get enough stability damage on it to knock it down, or maybe blow a leg out, and then just hammer it while it's on the ground. If we can fight them one by one, we might be okay. Might. Again, the difficulty levels are more of a suggestion than hard data. Alright, I'll be on station keeping an eye on things, Commander. Unknown Lance, this is Torian Command. We are in pursuit of dangerous criminals. Leave the area or you will be fired on. What the... Darius, did we just get sold out? Let's assume good faith on the part of our employers, Meyer. Attention, Torian Lance. We are an MRB-bonded mercenary company. We are under contract and cannot withdraw. I mean, we do sometimes withdraw, but I'm going to tell you we cannot. No answer. Commander, they don't seem to be bluffing. Looks like we'll be fighting 2 battles at once. Actually, that makes things so much better for us. Okay, Cruz.
Waiting for orders.
I really like how much personality some of our mech warriors have. Alright, let's get way up here. I'm going to try to stay behind the peak of the hill. But let's get up here and start getting into instrument range.
We've got company.
If this is one of those things where we can just let the Taurians have at the enemy mechs
What can I do
a little bit for us, I think that would be really nice. Yeah, just sprint.
Move order received. Uh-huh.
Alright, let's see what happens. Got an unmarked dropship coming in fast and low, so that's the Taurians. These 2 are the high-grade terrifying pirate people. Alright, where's the edge of my sensor range right now? So that blue circle that has the dot running along it is the edge of our sensor range. We cannot attempt a sensor lock on anything outside of the circle. So we're going to need to move forward a little bit. Probably, yeah, right here is fine. Let's move up to there and get a read.
Got a lock.
It's a Catapult K2. That is a very serious mech. Okay, but it is the less dangerous arrangement of the Catapult. One of the Catapult mechs carries a ton of LRMs. 2 PPCs is not so bad. Still dangerous, though, and it's in perfect condition. I will say, we're a little bit lucky in that I believe the Catapult is a relatively soft assault mech. Some of them are...
Standing by.
Some of them are armored beyond sense. Alright, hold on. We're going to reserve down, I think. Do I need to pull the Jenner back? I mean, it has 7 points of evasion. Also, one thing I like a lot about an enemy that has 2 PPCs in this atmosphere is that it's going to have a lot of trouble controlling its heat. Let's see. 2 heat sinks. Ooh, there's machine gun ammo kept in the center torso. If we can strip the armor, we might be able to get an explosion. Okay, it does have a lot of heat sinks, actually. So it can probably run those PPCs safely until we start taking parts off of it.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Is there any move that isn't just like walk sideways away from the one thing while firing PPCs at the other? I don't think so.
On my
Or
way.
PPCs, LRMs, rather. It's going to take a lot of fire to actually do anything meaningful here.
Tell me what to do.
Better get started. Okay, unfortunately, he now has guarded, which is going to make this even more difficult.
Moving out. Time to die.
We do have an awful lot of missiles, though. Basically, we just need to keep bombarding him with stuff until we cause an opening. I can run up and fire and then have the Jenner run away at the beginning of the next turn, which I think is what I'm going to do here. I want to see what that other one is. Oh, it's a grasshopper. Okay, grasshopper is a very powerful, very dangerous mech. A little bit light on structure, but like look at the armor levels. And it's fast. 4 jump jets on that heavy. We need the Taurians to show up and start making noise immediately. Alright, you just give this guy everything you got.
Firing.
Did I get him with the tag? Yes, excellent. Okay. Engage, but watch you don't get caught between them and the targets. Well, I think that would be very difficult at this point.
Ready for orders.
Okay, the Jenner needs to back way the hell up. I'm gonna come like way back here, I think. I'm gonna make sure I'm in a position that the this thing's not gonna be able to trivially get vision of.
Double time. Let's go. Receiving you.
You... Oh, we need you to sensor lock again, because we know without the Jenner we've lost proper vision. Alright, let's hope those Taurians are able to start firing on the Grasshopper soon, because I think if it doesn't get distracted, it can definitely catch up with us. It's way faster than I was hoping we were going to see from the opposition here. So let's see, a lot of the damage has hit the right side so far, so it would be a shame to start firing into his left arc. We do this while maintaining... There we go. Turns out I can't move very far without switching quadrants. Alright, well we'll just do it from right here.
You, Commander. Moving out. I hear ya.
Slowly we pick at him.
Don't need to tell me twice. Got it.
How are we doing on that armor? We're a third of the way through his center armor. Okay. Excellent. The Grasshopper sees the Taurians and is going after them. If the catapult were to turn around... Yeah, it is actually easier to kill from the back. It is not moving... it is not moving to expose its back to us. Okay. Well, we'll just let them do whatever it is they're going to do over there. We'll worry about this thing. I'm very happy with the way this is turning out. Alright, you just try to keep up with us and keep locking this dude.
I've got a sensor lock. What's up, boss?
We're going to have the Jenner reserve down until after the catapult moves. We're going to do that thing again where we pop over the hill, hammer it once, and then disappear at the beginning of the next turn. Alright, they're firing PPCs at it. My suspicion is the Grasshopper's going to beat whatever they got down there.
What can I do for you?
You guys, on the other hand, are going to move in such a way as to keep firing into the front arc.
Uh-huh.
I haven't actually looked. How are the weapons dealt out? Are they in the arms? Okay, so we're not that far off of removing a piece of his, a significant piece of his firepower.
Here we go.
We are halfway through the LRMs on the UAC mech, though.
Waiting for the shot.
Alright, so we reserve the Jenner down to 1. The Grasshopper has moved out of... Ooh, I think that was a punch we just heard. Oh, I like this a lot. Yeah, do damage to that right side. Armor's getting real thin, and those arms are not actually very structurally sound.
Commander.
I wonder if it's going to keep moving in such a way as to keep me out of the right arc. Yep, it's trying really hard to make it hard for me to shoot that arm again. It's good strategy. It's good, solid strategy. It is worth noting that the tag is not increasing the damage done by our missile weapons, so we're not getting a ton of use out of it. The Jenner will, though. Do I want to go for targeted shot? We might be able to bust through the right torso section. But, I mean, all that really matters is getting the center exposed, right? We want to be making hits happen on that machine gun, or the machine gun ammo bin, rather. I think I'm just gonna fire. I want to try to get up to the point where we have inspired. Okay, damaged one of his lasers. That's something.
Critical hit, Commander. We can do this! Let's go!
This is such an annoying strategy to be attacked by. If I were the driver of this catapult, I would be incredibly frustrated.
Commander.
Really interesting. Why would something on 4 be moving over this way? That's a Taurian mech. That just doesn't make any kind of sense to me at all.
Coordinates received.
Sensor lock this guy to drop his evasion.
Good to go.
And then the Jenner should probably back off.
Moving to position.
Now look at that. Even doing absolutely nothing for the turn, we still can't bleed off the... Okay, good teamwork. We still can't bleed off all the heat of an alpha strike.
Good
He's
to go.
unsteady, is he? That's interesting. Wonder if we could actually knock him over.
Coordinates received.
So different classes of mech take different amounts of stability damage to knock over. Do I want to spend... Nah, we'll get a hit. And obviously, assaults take a huge amount, just a huge amount of stability damage to push him over. But I think we're actually going to get him. That's a shame, because we're going to get him, and then he's immediately going to stand up.
Got it.
But I guess it's going to damage the pilot. That's something. With a mech as tough as an assault, it becomes way more feasible to damage the pilot out before you kill the mech. Well, a big chunk of something just fell off. My suspicion is that was the grasshopper throwing a punch. So that pilot's taken 2 points of damage. One from the destruction of the torso section, and one from the fall down. We're not too far off of destroying the other torso section. It's not impossible that the pilot only has 3 health. I'd be a little surprised, given what he's driving. I'm assuming he's fairly high level.
Yes, Commander. Copy that. Sensors locked on.
But if he is only 3, he might be almost done with this. Yeah, you're gonna wait.
Waiting for orders.
Taking cover behind the big rock is a good smart move in theory. Not quite gonna do what he needs it to do, unfortunately, for him. I'm wondering if I should stop firing LRMs from this Centurion. We don't have that many volleys left. I'm gonna go one more. The other Centurion has plenty. I guess at this point,
I hear ya.
yeah, we could aim with these LRMs. Tiger Fire's a little bit better of a shot. Just try to pierce through the rest of this.
Roger that. Firing on target.
And then that drops us down below the inspiration threshold, but we'll go back above it at the beginning of next turn.
Yes, Commander.
So the only mech who's working without it is the Jenner. He left 10 health on him. Man. I almost want to run up here and just fire. That's probably not a good idea. Reserve down, let him get his turn. Here comes the grasshopper punch. Yeah, it punches for 90. Several of our mechs would immediately lose any body part that was hit for 90. Just gonna stand still and fire, huh? Oh, he's an ace pilot. He can fire and then move. I'm not sure that I like that move for him.
Commander.
I think that might have been a big error. Well, we can fire into the back, but we're not going to get very much done. And we may as well run up and take one shot to strip a point of evasion. So let's go ahead and turn off most of the weapons, because we don't need to generate this heat. Just give him the SRMs.
Lock onto your armor. Let's get fired up! There's work to do!
And we are absolutely ready to fight the Taurians once the assault mechs are down.
Standing by.
Part of me wants to just take the shot. It's not a great shot. But if we were to shoot through the back... Yeah, if we were to shoot through his rear left torso, we might just kill the mech instantly. If the shot went low and hit the leg, that would also be real good. We're going to move the Jenner away. I really wish we had Ace Pilot on our Jenner. I think I'm just going to keep doing this the safe way. It's working. Why mess with it?
I've got a sensor lock. Orders. Roger that.
Finally managed to get the Jenner back down to zero heat.
What can I do for you? Good to go.
You're not firing again. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much where I want to be, right? I guess I should try to get into a position where I could crest the hill quickly if I needed to, so that we can fire the autocannon on the little guys.
Special delivery.
We have 6 more full volleys. Damn, I was hoping we'd get some torso hits out of that.
Waiting for orders.
Let's reserve down. I don't know for sure that this mech is going to participate at all this turn, but we should at least wait and see what the rest of them are going to do. Okay. They killed the center torso, which means there's only one piece of salvage from it. That's fine. If we could have gotten 2 pieces from the same assault mech, I would have liked that quite a bit, but what are you going to do? So I guess let's reserve down, make sure everybody else is done. And then we know that these guys are pretty fast, whatever they are. Let's just pull you over to here. So we're both ready to crest the hill and have at them with the autocannons. Hopefully some of them will turn around to fight the grasshopper and we can pick them off while they're worrying about that. That is exactly the thing I was talking about.
Good to go.
Try to be very careful about this. I want to get the urban mech into a location where it can potentially shoot, but without exposing it to too much danger. What is this?
Got a lock.
It's a spider. That's not even a real mech. Could do a jump forward. That might be a little overzealous. It's a lot of evasion, though. pretty reasonable chance of hitting this thing. We're going to be very hot if I go for this. I'm going to reserve down. I don't have to make decisions yet. We can make them make decisions. Okay, that's a Griffin. That's a real mech. That thing gets to be the priority. So what are we looking at? It's not in great shape, and actually its PPC is down. So where's that LRM pod? Looks like it's on the right torso, maybe? You can actually see weapons on the physical mechs, like this here is the LRMs. The PPC would have been on that arm. So it looks like we can disarm him the rest of the way pretty easily.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Yeah, he has 5 structure left because they've gotten a lot of damage into his side. Let's see if we can't do something about this.
Firing everything I've got.
Okay, none of those UAC shots went where I wanted them to.
Waiting for orders.
Can the Jenner get... we can't quite get far enough over to shoot at him from the backside. That's a shame.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, so we'll have you move up and also take this shot. So can I... again, we're so close to being able to fire in the arc we want to. Like, look at how close the red line is to coming in from the other quadrant. Well...
On my way.
do I want to go for an aim shot on him as well? I'm not too worried about the spider. I think I do. I think this is important enough.
Here we go.
Okay, we got him. He has no guns.
Want some more, huh? Receiving you.
Worth remembering, he can still punch. Don't get too close.
Location confirmed.
In terms of getting optimal use out of the tag system, I should have done this first, but I was a little leery of putting the Jenner where he could see it while he still had a weapon. So they've got something down here that naturally moves on too. So the Taurians also have something pretty heavy. And then of course there is the catapult. Or the grasshopper. Which apparently has decided that I am the greater threat, despite the fact that it was just punched by the Taurians.
Yes, Commander. What's up, boss?
Oh wait, maybe I have it backwards. Maybe this is the Taurian mech and that's the grasshopper? Well. Either way, let's finish this. Yeah, this dude is extremely horrible.
Order received.
Unfortunately, a kill doesn't quite get me back to inspired.
Firing full complement.
I really like these missions with more than one enemy force. These are super fun. Spider's going to run into the radiation field to try to make itself hard to hit. And this right here is where I wish I had my fire guy. I can't remember the name of that mech.
Waiting for orders.
You know, the fire guy. That famous mech, the fire guy? Is that even worth going for? No, why don't I run up here and then just sensor lock? We'll pull those 2 points of evasion off of him. Make it a little bit easier for the Centurions to clean him up.
I hear ya.
And let's not use the UAC on him if we don't have to. Well, he's still pretty hard to hit. Turns out being that small is a huge advantage. So on an unobstructed shot, I'm closer to him than I would like to be. But if we back off anymore, because of the shape of the terrain, we lose our clean shot. Yeah, this'll do. Man, I didn't really want to do it this way, but I also do really want this thing dead. Did his legs survive, really? I thought when the autocannon hit the leg, for sure it was going to drop.
What can I do for ya?
guess we're just gonna do this. We're gonna run up on him. I'm not gonna fire the UAC at him, nor the LRMs. We'll give him both the
Tell me
lasers.
what to shoot.
Okay, not very compelling. Some bad shooting. Are his lasers on his center torso? Oh, hold on. Robots are still punching. Yeah, okay, so this one is the Taurian mech. And it's just going to ignore the grasshopper and get punched for huge amounts of damage over and over again. It is a Thunderbolt 5E. It's a pretty decent mech there. Its torso armor is almost completely... No, its torso armor is super busted up. Honestly, that Thunderbolt is maybe
Receiving you.
more dangerous than the catapult was.
Standing by.
Still pretty unstable. It's not recovering all of its stability every turn because it's moving. So we could try to knock it down. We do still have to deal with the grasshopper, and I have no idea what state that thing's in. I'm going to tell you, I want to retreat with the Jenner. The Jenner needs a turn or two to just cool down.
Commander.
Thing runs so damn hot.
Got it. Reporting critical hit.
Okay, that was a start. That was a reasonable start. Spider is reconsidering its strategy. Maybe I shouldn't be this close to them. I don't know.
Waiting on you, Commander. Commander?
All right, we are absolutely willing to shoot the Griffin with the full or the Thunderbolt rather, with the full complement of everything we got. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get an unobstructed shot. It's picked a really good position to stand in. Here, we'll try to outrange its medium lasers.
Roger that.
Yeah, we're going to get the
Critical hit,
knockdown.
Commander. I hear ya.
Might be a situation where we just try to kill the pilot. I've lost no armor at all, so it doesn't really matter what
Got it.
part of me I point toward him. And I think we're going to go ahead and volley him with the LRMs and everything. Oh no, we're not going to volley him with everything because of the heat. Okay, we'll give him everything except the lasers, because I really am trying to make sure that we get enough stability damage.
When I shoot you, you'll take it and like it.
Okay, so that's going to put him on his back at 1 initiative. The Grasshopper's going to have a real easy run up and stomp. I'm hoping that the Grasshopper's going to be able to put him away. It looks like that Grasshopper is almost unharmed. That was almost all of his weaponry. Okay. You need to defend yourself. Stop shooting at me. My friend. This is bad play.
That got through my armor, Commander.
Bad, spiteful play.
Orders.
Okay, well... what do we do now? This guy's pretty easy to hit, though I do have to move to a position from which I can see him. Maybe able to get an unobstructed thing. No, I don't really want to expose the urban mech to everybody else.
Location confirmed.
I think at this point we probably want to start shooting the Grasshopper.
Tango down.
Alright, you're out of the way. I mean, there's two things that might happen here, right? It might be the case that if we engage the Grasshopper, it keeps fighting the Thunderbolt keeps shooting us, and we can just whittle away at its health a little bit for free. But it's also entirely possible that the moment we start shooting at the Grasshopper, it's going to turn on me. And if we got rid of its left torso, it would lose only 2 medium lasers, but 6 heat sinks. It's a shame that that's not possible to do from the position that we find ourselves in. What I really want to do here is just put the tag into it. I'm going to move to a position that generates lots of evasion pips. I guess here is fine.
I copy.
And we might even do an aimed shot. I really want this to hit. I don't much care for that coin flip. But we probably want to keep the, I'm just going to take the shot like this.
Got it.
Okay, cool. I want to keep my resolve high enough for everybody to be getting the inspired bonus.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, so now it's taking 20% bonus damage from ballistics and lasers, which is to say autocannons. So let's, but you really need to turn to cooldown.
Good to go.
Alright, hold on. What about you? Yeah, that's not too bad. Here's hoping it doesn't just turn on us.
Affirmative.
Man, it takes a lot of stability damage to knock over an assault mech. I think I might give it the last of the LRMs this turn. Just trying real hard here to
Firing on target.
let some of the heat bleed off while still taking advantage of the opening. What's on his arm?
All out of long-range missiles, Commander.
Okay, a single laser. Well, I mean, we gotta start stripping the parts, right? So the Thunderbolt still does not care about the Grasshopper. And the Grasshopper is, in fact, now ignoring the Thunderbolt. Alright, well, I don't think that's a big deal, necessarily. Oh, no, wait, that was... Grasshopper has LRMs? Oh, it does. It has an LRM-5. Okay.
Internal structure damage.
That's the side that has the gun on it.
Waiting for orders.
Because of course it is. Well... That laser's on the right arm, so we could potentially bust the right arm. I want to turn so that the left side of the mech is facing toward him.
Location confirmed.
And then just hit him with the AC-10 and hope he goes down. Could precision strike, but it would pull us underneath the inspiration threshold. Actually, leg shot's pretty damn
Critical
good.
hit, Commander.
So that's another knockdown. That pilot is so low on health.
Good to go.
Like, unbelievably low on health. So I want to make a nice run here. And take the shot on the downed guy, obviously. But I also want to be very cautious about being close enough to the Grasshopper for it to run up and punch me. I think we can take the shot like this.
Moving out.
We just do that and hope to get the kill. Because if we do 39 damage to that body part, I'm fairly confident there's no way that pilot has more health left, right? We already saw him get knocked down once, then he lost a torso section, then he got knocked down a second time, so this will be damage number 4.
Affirmative.
No, I don't think I hit enough. Oh, okay. We didn't do enough damage to the body part, but we did blow the LRM ammo. Alright, so now it's just me and my Grasshopper. 2 points of evasion is really all we can ask for here. Maybe you need to just not
Coordinates received.
fire? Maybe we just guard? I guess only firing the UAC does allow us to bleed off some heat.
Right, Commander.
Okay, well, his
Critical
arm's
hit.
gone. That's something.
Good to go.
And I think I'm gonna have this Centurion push for. Ah, man, I don't want to go into the heat field. I think we're gonna have this Centurion push forward because I want to try to get a position where he has to show somebody his back. We could do some work in that back quadrant. I take an aim shot now. What would be the value? We're already going to hit either the right torso or the right leg. Can't do enough damage to destroy either. And pushing his initiative down doesn't help us. Yeah, I'm just going to take this shot.
Here we go.
Okay, that could have been a lot worse.
I'm hit.
Except that Cruz did get shot directly by a missile. Well, the way it's closing in like that, it's actually making it a little bit easier for us to envelop.
Commander.
Alright, hold on. Reserve. Let me get all of my mechs available here.
Waiting for orders.
Can you find your way to the back? No, but almost. Yeah, man, having to move through the radiation field is such a bummer. Having to jump also really sucks. Where's his large laser? Is it in this torso section? No, but there is LRM ammo there. Okay, so I think what I really want to do is just find any shot that lets me continue working here. I'll be a little bit further away from him, so we're in better LRM range.
Moving to position.
Yeah, because if we break open that torso section, he loses so many heat sinks.
Got it.
Ah, no
critical
criticals. And we got a
All
critical.
right,
We
Commander.
destroyed a jump jet. We didn't get a critical on anything that matters. You could close up, but you can't shoot your UAC-5 at him at that range. I need to be like a little bit further out. There we go. Ah, but that does not have a shooting at the right section. We could just use we could just use a precision strike. I guess that's what I'll do. The leg is really where we want to... I mean, either one of them would be good. My left arm, so show him the right side of the mech.
Affirmative. Here we go. Critical hit.
Alright, I'm pretty happy about that. That's a lot of heat sinks
Orders.
gone, so it can't really afford to fire the way it has been firing. And then we can have the urban mech use its jump jets just to give him some more evasion. I might want to keep it back here.
Firing.
Just
jump
trying to
jet.
like avoid exposing myself to grasshopper punches too much. He's in perfect health on this side. It's almost not even worth firing. I think I might just sensor lock him to screw up his shot. Yeah, we're not going to take him down with damage from this side, and we're not going to do enough stability damage to knock him
Auto
over.
lock.
So I'm just going to keep interfering with
Waiting
his
for
sensors. You need to move to a position where he can't shoot you right now, and also you threaten a backstab.
Got it. No shooting. Just running.
Alright, not a ton of heat blood off there. Okay, it's going for the big punch. Oof.
Reporting. Structural damage.
Big punch. That was a big punch. Alright, so it's weak in the back left torso. It still has a ton of center structure. About to lose a leg.
Yes, Commander.
Alright. Here is where we need some stuff to come through. I'm not going to do an aimed shot. Ooh, he has 3 evasion. Maybe I should just sensor lock him again. I think I'm going to. Strip a little bit more evasion than we would by shooting. And then we'll have the Jenner run up.
On the move.
And this is going to take us underneath inspiration territory, but I think it's really valuable. Too hot. Running too hot. Jesus. It's actually still a lot of structure to get through.
Rear armor. Commander? Good to go.
Alright, it's the leg on this side.
Right, Commander. Affirmative. Critical hit, Commander.
Okay, so that's 2 points of damage that we know of on the pilot. There's a couple of different ways we could go about trying to finish this off. We could just try to damage out the pilot. Damaging out the mech feels unrealistic to me. It's too damn hardy. Or like damaging it out the way we've traditionally been doing these things. Why can I not select this? I want to view the mech. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it still has 112 or 212 center.
Commander?
You have only one jump jet. Okay, well then I think the move looks like that. And we don't fire the UAC, we do fire the lasers. We could go for the head and just try to get super lucky, or you'd have to get super lucky. We could try to burn out the leg, but honestly the leg and the center torso aren't that different in terms of damage output. When it stands back up, we can go for this and do some more damage to the pilot. I think we just shoot center, as much as I hate trying to go through the center of a grasshopper.
Roger that.
I think we have another move, really. Now that he's a little bit more unsteady, well, we're probably still not going to be able to knock him over. Alright, standing up plays havoc with your shot percentages, and then on top of that, he was sensor locked. Like, that was a real bad time for him. He's going to try to... No, never mind. He is not going to try to back up in a way that saves him. He's going to back up in a way that does nothing for him.
Firing at enemy 6.
Okay, we're through from the back.
Standing by.
Sadly, the Jenner doesn't really get to shoot many of its weapons this turn.
Heading out.
It's alright, we'll do what we can here. What we can might be just the SRMs. Yup. Honestly, it's probably better for us to fire a single medium laser than the SRM.
On your tail. That's a miss.
Yes, thank you. I had not put that together. Trying really hard to avoid walking through the radiation field here.
Affirmative.
Alright, shots from this side are going straight through to the center torso.
Firing on target.
Provided they make contact, that is.
Commander?
You... Do I just have you run? Oh, we can't sprint because we started the turn unsteady. I think I kind of have you just run.
Coordinates received.
Run and brace. Shed some heat. Okay, so he's going to move up and take the shot into the... Oh, into the urban mech. Interesting. I do not think that was the right move.
Good to go. Yes,
See,
Commander.
we're totally just going to pick him apart
Good
here.
to go. Got it.
We're at 75, so if I aim, we're going to lose our bonus. And honestly, it doesn't matter that much, because this is only 45 damage.
Enemy 6.
Is that center? It was center.
Commander?
Alright, he's starting to be in a little bit of trouble.
Commander?
What can I do with you guys? You get a front hit or a hit on the strong side where it doesn't really make any sense to go for it. So the urban mech's got an okay shot, I guess. We'll take it.
Target confirmed.
It's a pretty bad version of an okay shot.
Good to go.
Can we get the Jenner? Yeah, here's what I want. I want the Jenner to run around in a way that doesn't take us through the heat field. Is that... Hold on. Any indication that oh, that this space is orange because it's rough terrain, but it's also in the radiation field, I see. We're just going to do this with you. You need to bleed heat.
Waiting for orders.
These Martian atmospheres really test you. He does not have that much center torso health left. I think what we do is move over to here, get ourselves a nice clean center shot.
Right, Commander.
Turn on as many weapons as I can without cooking my pilot alive, and right to the center torso.
Right, Commander.
Okay, really solid shooting. Alright, that arm didn't have any components in it. It's not a big deal.
Internal damage.
Okay, you're very, very close to dead, even from the front.
Let's get fired up. There's work to do.
Can we... We cannot jump far enough to get a shot into the side.
Lifting off.
That's fine. Frontal shot to right there. Is that lethal? That would be lethal.
Firing on target. Target's taking a critical hit.
Wait, did I miss? Yeah, what the hell did I hit? I guess I must have hit that?
Orders.
And look at the cowardice. Look
Commander?
at this... The sheer cowardice of this strategy. Okay, well, it's not exactly what I want to be doing.
Affirmative.
It will have to do. Oh, that's not in the right quadrant. Damn it. Okay. I'm going to do a precision strike to the torso.
Got it.
Try to dodge the arm entirely. I did not succeed. Nobody is hitting their precision strikes at all.
Moving to position.
Okay, pretty good odds on this attack. Probably have to turn off... Yeah, I have to turn off the large.
Here we go.
Oh, finally. Well, that was tough.
Enemy
But we're going to
down.
get to take home 2 pieces of assault mechs and also 1,000,000 C-bills. Commander, I've been talking to our restoration rep, and this seems to be a case of simple bad luck. Apparently the bad guys wiped out a Taurian unit just a few days ago. We just happened to both arrive in the AO at the same time. Let's hope the Taurians don't take offense. No, wait, I'm trying to trash my Taurian rep. Let's hope the Taurians take offense. That went off pretty well, considering what we brought to the mission and what we put down. I'm a little bummed out that we don't get a bonus pay for dealing with the Taurians. Okay, 17-day injury, that's not so bad. Honestly, there's a pretty good chance we'll land before she's out of the, or there's a pretty good chance she'll get out of the medbay before we even land. Yeah, just keep building up our supply of partials. Got a spider part, a large laser. Okay, on the whole, pretty good payout, especially when you consider the money. So now we are in a great position financially. Let's have a quick look at the store before we try to pick out our next target, because I do think we should probably bail on this planet. I think we've done all of the good that we're going to do here, and of course I define good as anything that helps us. We are in fact going to need to do some mech repairs. Alright, 2.8 million C-bills. What does that buy us in the store? Probably not a whole lot, actually. We could buy a second part of an awesome. Feels not great. Okay, they do have some guns we should look at. This +4 accuracy AC-20 is only 370,000. I don't know that we have anything that we want to mount an AC-20 on, but that thing does 100 damage in a single hit. It will absolutely punch a hole in any small or medium mech, usually a hole that's a couple parts deep. We should probably buy that. This one is, plus damage, because of course it's not enough damage. Yeah, I'm inclined to buy both of the AC-20s. Massive cluster rounds of stability damage with each volley. The LB-20X smashes its opponents into the ground at short range. It is 13 tons. This one's only 12. But yeah, that's 120 damage. Now, it's a pretty big difference. I think that the AC-20 is still a way better weapon because it deals 100 damage to a single area, whereas this is going to deal 20 damage over 6 different shots that are probably going to hit, like, 4 different areas. That said, it really is a very large amount of stability. The AC-20 does 40 stability in a hit. This'll do, Jesus, 84? We should buy this. I don't know if I want the smaller one. I think we're going to have a hard enough time finding a place to put this. But this is a part we should own, even if we don't have a place for it. Just this moment. I think that maybe is all of the stuff that we're buying. It might be worth buying partial large mechs. I've said a couple of times now that I don't think the Awesome 8Q is very good. I think it's the worst assault mech by a huge margin. But even so, maybe we should buy that part. Just because we already have one. With 2 parts, it would be unlikely but not impossible for us to pull an Awesome together out of a single battle the next time we see one. If we can just, like, destroy the head, keep the rest of it intact, or maybe kill the pilot without destroying the mech at all. I'm gonna buy it. We just, like, we need a big mech so badly that I think that makes sense to do. We have no parts for a quick draw. Yeah, I'm not going to buy the archer bit because we don't have any yet. And then let's have a quick look at our mech warriors before we go searching for a new destination.
I hear ya.
What do we want crews to become? We probably don't need another pilot who is bulwark sensor lock. What is Tirefire building toward? We have no idea yet. Oh, Tirefire is just building toward gunnery for the moment. So, you know, honestly, maybe Cruz becomes our second multi-target pilot. Having a couple of people with multi-target can be very useful. Let's go ahead and lock that in.
Training complete.
And then we could raise base melee hit chance. That doesn't seem necessary. I think I'll just hold on to my XP. You are, I think, just building toward Ace Pilot, right? We want to have somebody with Ace Pilot. You have nothing. We should probably build Sourdough toward either Coolant Vent or Master Tactician. Master Tactician is really, really strong. Just like +1 initiative is such a big deal. But also Coolant Vent. I mean, at this point you've seen plenty of opportunities where Coolant Vent would have been amazing. And then, yeah, Tirefire. Okay. I think we've got everybody as committed on XP as they need to be. There's nothing else for us to buy in the store. We should have a look at the hiring hall. I don't think I want to pick up anybody new, but if we saw somebody like this, who we were actually allowed to hire, it might be worth going for. We need to have an MRB rating of 200 or higher. So every time we complete a mission successfully, we get a little bit more MRB rating. This is like our reliability as a mercenary company. It's going to be a while before we're at 200. It's nice to see we're not making friends with anybody. Alright, I think we've done everything that we need to do here on this planet. So, let's get some repairs in the mech bay and figure out what our next travel looks like. I don't think we want to do anything here except repair. Like, the existing design is fine. Same deal with you. Then what did you lose? You lost an arm and a medium laser. I think that's not a big deal. That shouldn't be too expensive to put back together. I don't think we're going to change up our designs at all. Aside from maybe being a little bit soft, I think they're really doing the thing we want them to do. Okay, so let's have a look at the star map. We're still heading toward that flashpoint way in the upper left. We have a travel contract. They would pay for us to go to Ward. I don't know that we want to go to Ward. I think the difficulty there is a little bit high. Kimi is not bad. 2-star would be acceptable. I would prefer to find a 1.5 again. I think 1.5 is a good level of challenge for us. I guess we have a filter for this now. Show me the 1.5s. Okay, there's not really another one nearby. That is a 30-day travel. Honestly, that's not that bad. About this. Only 18 days. And it doesn't really look like there's much in the way of store potential here. Periphery level civilization means it's a pretty not advanced, small population. It's recently colonized. It's not like a mining planet or anything, so there's no chance that we're going to see mining robot parts that were meant for mining in the store that we could repurpose into battle. But honestly, 18 days, I don't mind that. What does our repair queue look like? In 19 days, everything's going to be perfectly fine. Yeah, you know what? Let me reorder these tasks a little bit. Let's move the fire starter down to the bottom. I think that's the least important bit. And yeah, okay, 18 days. Let's go. Who was it that was active on that system? Pirates, the local government, and Liao. Okay.
Calculating course now, Commander.
So we'll get there and be able to do missions before our next pay period, which means we can afford to lay in some pretty expensive Argo upgrades when the lounge thing ends,
Hey, Bob,
if we want to.
We just completed those upgrades.
Let's see, what else is available to us? Obviously, this is what I want to be doing. Oh yeah, we're in a position where this is no problem at all.
Right, I'll get the team on it right away.
Alright, Steam... Will Steamfitter be back in action? I know that Cruise is out for longer than this. Cruise will not be available on this planet. But even if Steamfitter is also out, I think that's fine. We have enough people in our employ. Yeah, Steamfitter is out for another 3 days. In the morning briefing, Sumiri asks something unexpected. So, what's the story with those mech warriors bowling in the barracks hallways? Darius crosses his arms over his chest. I've already put an end to that. Crackle and Sourdough were calling it corridor bocce. I shut it down as a matter of discipline. You turn to Darius. How much trouble have their games caused? Well, they're playing in unused corridors, so not much, but it was only a matter of time before something or someone got damaged. We should really repair the gym in Betapod instead. Yeah. He's probably right. We should not be playing corridor bocce. That does seem like a real good way for somebody to get hurt. Also, I shouldn't contradict the XO unless it's actually important. People should have respect for him. I'm going to let his decision stand. You confirm Darius's decision with a nod. That's that. Later in the day, you see Crackle and Sourdough in the mess looking dejected. They are going to be in low spirits for only 1 day beyond our travel time. Honestly, it may be worth getting to Mandalas and then just hanging out for 1 day, because that'll let the low spirits debuff wear off, and it will let the Firestarter finish being serviced. Then we can go into battle in relatively good shape. And Cruz is a pretty valuable pilot, but we can probably manage without her for a little while, and we gotta get XP on other people anyway.
We're nearly broke, Commander.
We are actually absolutely fine, Darius. Not only are we fine, but we're going to get paid a whole lot more before it's time to make payroll. 487. Oh, a new flashpoint was added. We're going to have to look at the map. And let's check out the store and stuff. We obviously are not going to end up doing another job today. So another archer part, assassins, commandos, nothing particularly interesting here. Part of a javelin, which we're actually not that far off of being able to build. And... ooh. An LRM-20 pod with bonus stability damage. So when you see like +1 stability damage on one of these, it means per missile. So that's actually 20 extra stability. An SRM-6 with 2 extra damage for each of the 6 missiles. That's also very compelling. A mortar. Single-use artillery pieces that can be mounted in the side torso of any mech. Functioning like a massive grenade when fired, deals substantial damage to all... Oh, it's proper AoE. It's also 3 million C-bills. It says massive. It says substantial damage. I really wish there was a number on it. That's very interesting. Only a single artillery piece may be mounted on any mech, and it's 7 tons. You are paying for that. But I would really like one of those. Okay, there's some interesting stuff here. I would like to leave this planet with the LRM-20 at the very least. Which I'm sure we can do. What do the contracts here look like? As long as we make a couple 100,000 C-bills, we can afford to buy that LRM and passage to another planet. Okay, plenty of work, although a lot of it's for Liao, which is not great for us because we kind of want to lower our Liao rep. Dead or alive here against, damn it, against the pirates. I was really hoping this was going to be against Liao. Yeah, I think we want to be careful about how much we drop our pirate rep, but it looks like we got some fairly easy jobs here that don't pay a super huge amount, but if we can clean up all of this, it's going to be worth a significant amount of money. We gotta make some decisions about our pirate rep, whether we're okay with it dropping into the next quantum. I suppose that's an issue for tomorrow, but before we go, one last thing. Let's see what that new flashpoint was. Okay, it's quite close to us. Joint venture. I vaguely remember this. It's 2.5 skulls, so it's a little bit out of our range. But it's only a little bit out of our range. We have 178 days to make it up there. Really, all we need is a new mech or two, and that becomes pretty doable. Okay. I think that, again, a single mission is going to have to be it for us for today, but it was a lucrative mission, a very, very lucrative mission, where we also got to fight some big, cool robots. Come back next time, tomorrow, for maybe some things where parts of us don't get blown off and left on the battlefield. And we'll see you then.